here we have Mike Pompeo visiting the synagogue we have shown you. I will put a link in the description for you. We'll show you our understanding of this synagogue as it relates to Ezekiel chapter 8. Now he's on tour at the Western Wall and at this synagogue and at this podium. Now this is the synagogue of the Sanhedrin Council, and we have Mike Pompeo visiting. Okay, we have the pomegranate in the back, the Hanukkah there to the left, Benjamin Netanyahu, Mike Pompeo at the podium, at the center. Now, as we look here, we have plans right here. What you're looking at is plans for the third temple. Now, when you have the temple, it's more than one building. The first thing you have is the Sanhedrin Council must meet. So they've built a synagogue with the precise number of chairs of 70 elders. Okay? So they're bringing Mike Pompeo into this 70 elder council. And now they're showing him the plans for the third temple. Okay, see it right there. Now what we're looking at is the plans for the third temple on the Temple Mount. But before that can happen, you have to have a synagogue for the Sanhedrin Council to begin. So they're showing them the third temple plans, but part of the temple is already built. Part of the temple complex. One of those facilities and buildings is this synagogue. Okay, there we have the plans. Now we're also looking at some tours and things in the Western Wall. Some of these places we have shown you in these tours. Okay, we have temple vessels being shown. Preparations for the third temple. And now here we are. We'll take a look at what they're signing or what they're saying in the press release. But there's the bema seat, the altar, they call it. Look at this is the council. This is the room in preparation for the third temple. Okay, and here we have them standing by the Western Wall. Okay, here we have the symbolism of signing. Look, we're signing. We're by the altar. We saw the altar dedication that took place in Hanukkah. Okay, now signing, the symbolism of signing. Okay, standing by the menorah. Okay. All right, here we are in the synagogue. We clearly can see it by the shining floor. Okay, here he's signing something. And there, look, we're standing next to the pomegranate bema. Hanukkah.
Hey, any fish? It's the 10th of January, 2018, and I was reading Ezekiel 8 again. I'm just completely being led to this particular chapter because I mean, my spirit is just telling me there's a lot here to be, a lot to be learned here. And it pertains to exactly what's going on today. And again, you're going to have to read Ezekiel 8 and understand it for yourself. And everything I tell you, I can only tell you to take it to prayer, discern everything, and research it for yourself. I'm going to leave a ton of links for this. So, I mean, the research has already been done for you. I just am not the best at articulating these things to you. That's all. But when he tells them to dig into the wall, now they're at the temple now, and this is God giving Ezekiel these visions, and he tells them to behold the wicked abominations that they do, the idols of the house of Israel, the 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel. And he repeats these things over and over. See what they do, the ancients of the house of Israel, in the dark. Every man, he seeth us not, right? So there's your Isaiah 29:15. So again, I'm led right back to the synagogue. And this time, I was led to count all the chairs and to study how this is laid out. And this is what I'm going to share with you in this particular video. If you look in this synagogue and count all the chairs, both in the audience section and in the inner circle here, this little semicircle, you have 111 seats in total. And once I got that figure, it was obvious to me, and I was literally just led right to where I had seen these things before. And this is all related to the Kabbalah. Okay? You have your Kabbalah tree, your 10-10-10, and your 1-1-1, and the knowledge of learning and gaining throughout your life, essentially. Kabbalah is very, very ancient and very, very Jewish, and you can learn all about it. They're eager to teach you about it. Again, I'll leave all these links. What is Kabbalah? It is the soul of Judaism. This is what they say, and I'll leave links for everything. But the Kabbalah also has other uses, and the ones who attend the synagogue, essentially they're probably 98% well-meaning, God-loving. They sincerely seek the Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but they're being deceived. Okay? And that little tiny percentage, they're the ones that are doing the deceiving, and they're the ones that are working for Satan. And hardly any of them even know it. But some of them do. And they work off of the Kabbalah tree. Now, there are many versions. The tarot emanates from the Kabbalah tree. Okay, you need to look into this stuff if you're so inclined. The 2 pillars, Jachin and Boaz, outside of the temple, which I believe is what was being referred to in Ezekiel as the abominations at the gate of the altar. I just don't see how God could approve of them. And he tells Ezekiel to go into and see the abominations that they do. And just for this video, because I just can't contain and show all of it to you, but the 111 should just tell you that they're totally Kabbalists. And the way that these chairs are situated is very, very telling, because if you look on the inner section here, there are 2 rows of 4 chairs at the very, very center of the synagogue here. Right up towards the front, which is right here. You see these 2 rows of 4 chairs? Those, plus the idol, because that's what I'm calling it. I'm calling that an abomination. They've gone in here more or less in secret, doing it right in front of us, though, because that's what they do. And they've created an abomination almost directly below where the holies of holies, the literal presence of God, would be. And there's 8 chairs, and the 9. That's what's known as the Council of 9. And if you don't believe that that's true, I just don't know what to tell you. But, I mean, simple wiki. If you do any digging into this, you'll find the real nitty-gritty details, but the Council of Nine is very real. It was to punish mankind, Zeus, and 8 other deities gathered to form the Council of Nine. It's all here, and I most assuredly will link everything that I have, okay? And once again, to illustrate how they put it right in your face, check this out. Everybody has seen this. Everyone has seen the avocados from Mexico. So very funny, very comical, hilarious commercial. This is the level that they go, because it's so outrageous. Who would ever think that they're going to actually show you the truth in a stupid avocado commercial while they're mocking the living daylights out of you? It's just ridiculous. 9. Okay? I'm just saying, this is how they work. And let's not forget, at the very same time that they were basically consecrating this thing, they were burning incense in a fashion that they have not done in 2,000 years, people. You need to understand that. And so we're looking at this synagogue here, and its situation is off the hook. And I have to point this stuff out. If you take the next row of chairs, it's very telling. It is 15. 2 rows of 4, 2 sets of 2, and 1 row of 3. 15 and 8 are 23. 23 and the 1, 24. What did Ron Wyatt tell us about Jesus' blood? 24 chromosomes, right? And I've shown you the date from when Ron Wyatt found that ark and the date that they consecrated the synagogue. 13131. And you just need to just look into these things to understand how unbelievable this is. Depending on the calculator that you use, I got this set so where it breaks it down into like to the millionth, to the 100,000th. So I get, if I just took a regular calculator and I took 13131 and I divided it by 13, the rebellion, 1010 76923 76923 76923. Okay, and you're not going to get that unless you use this type of calculator. If you just use a standard calculator and do the same thing and divide it by 13, you're just going to get your 1010. And what is your 1010? Your 1010 is the bottom of your Kabbalah. You see where I'm coming from? This is how it works, and this is how they do their work in the dark. Who sees us? Who knows us? It's my contention that these people, these whatever you want to call them, know that what Ron Wyatt found was real, and that it's going to be revealed, because all things in the dark will be revealed. All things. And they're planning. They need to plan to either stop that information from getting out, or debunk it, or steal it, or create some level of chaos, a war, a giant deception, if you will. Now, one more interesting thing. From the dedication of the temple and the burning of the incense to the blue blood moon, 44 days. Very important once again. And I'm not going to get into the details, but this Kabbalah was reinstituted and reconfigured by this man right here. And now they work under a different system. And this is that system. And 44, the sacred number of Horus, is a big deal. They know what's coming, and they are up to it. They are certainly up to no good. I just can't tell you exactly what.
Be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,